All right, I'm going to go over this test review. I've also written out beside it what notes video each of these examples comes from. If you look back at the videos, they are almost identical to the examples that I did in class. Number 1, how many outfits are possible with 5 pairs of jeans, 8 t-shirts, and 2 pairs of shoes? This comes from video 5.1, where I was having you write down a space for every item that you're having to choose. So we're choosing jeans, then we're going to choose t-shirts, we're also going to choose a pair of shoes. So we want to put how many total of each item do we have? Well, we have 5 pairs of jeans, we have 8 t-shirts, and we have 2 pairs of shoes. We need to multiply those together. So 5 times 8 is 40, 40 times 2 is 80. So there's a total of 80 different options. Looking at number 2, this also comes from video 5.1. I did one almost identical to it. We're going to have 5 digits in a password. So we're going to have 5 numbers. It says the first digit cannot be 0. Well, if we list out all of our options, we can do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can do 6, 7, 8, and 9. But that's all that we can choose for a 1-digit number. So there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a total of 10 numbers. Now the first one cannot be a 0, so in this first spot we only have 9 numbers to choose from. But then we can have 10 for all of the others. It doesn't tell me that there's a number that cannot repeat. So if you multiply all those together, you're going to get 90,000. Okay, and problem number 3. This is also considered part of video 5.1, but we're just going to write down how many roads we have for each choice, right? So we've got 6 roads that go from Ponder to Justin. Then from Justin to Hazlet, we have 2 roads that we can choose from. And then Hazlet to Saginaw, we have 3 roads to choose from. So if I multiply 6 times 2 times 3, that's going to give you 36 different options of roads that we can take for this trip. Problem number 4, we have an almost identical example in the instructional video 5.1 and the notes that we did in class. We have a king, a queen that's going to be chosen, and then we have first runner-up king, and we have first runner-up queen. Well, we have 7 candidates for king. We have 6 candidates for queen. Then obviously whoever's chosen can't be chosen again for the first runner-up. And so we're going to have 6 options for first runner-up king and only 5 options for first runner-up queen. So we're going to multiply those together. And that's going to give you 1,260 options. All right, number 5 is a distinguishable permutation, and this was talked about in video 5.2. The first thing you have to do is write down how many total letters there are. So in the word opportunities, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 letters. And then we also have to write down the ones that repeat, because that's what we're going to divide by. So the O is repeated twice. The P is repeated twice. We don't have a repeating R, but we do have 2 T's. And then we have no U's, no N's, but we do have 2 I's. And then that's it. So the numerator is always going to be your total factorial. and then you're going to divide it by each of your repeaters. So we're going to have 2 factorial, we're going to have another 2 factorial, and another 2 factorial, and another 2 factorial. And that's going to consist of all of these that repeat. Okay, so let's figure out what this is. Okay, now remember, factorial is on your calculator. It's under Math, and you scroll over 3 times till you get to the PRB screen, and then factorial is number 4. So this comes out to be 389,188,800 different ways. Again, this is in video 5.2. All right, on this next problem, this is almost identical to a problem that was on your worksheet 5.1. There's even the answer key on my calendar. So we have options for English. So for English, we have Freshman English and Writing 101. So we have 2 options. Then we have math. College algebra, business math, advanced algebra, and statistics. That gives you 4 options. Then we have science, 2, 3, 4 options. And then we have social studies, where we have 1, 2, 3 options. And then if you multiply all those together, you get 96 total options. All right, this next problem was in 5.2 notes that we did in class. If you want to look back to the PowerPoint, it's actually on slide 11. There's an exact problem for this as well. This one says how many radio station names are possible with 4 or 5 letters. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 letters, or we'll have a 5-letter radio station. Now it says the first letter can only be a W or a K. So each of the first letters, we only have 2 options for those first letters. And then for the rest of them, we can choose any letter of the alphabet. Well, there's 26 letters in the alphabet. So each of the other letters can be any of those 26 letters. And so then we're going to multiply those together. So for 4 letters, we have 35,152 options. For 5 letters, we have 913,952. And then since we want to know either or, we're going to have to add those up. And that's going to give us 949,104 options. All right, student council has 24 members. Okay, this one is almost identical to a problem that I did in video 5.3. In how many different ways can a president, vice president, treasurer, historian, and secretary be selected? Okay, this is a permutation because we're going to have specific jobs for these people. Okay, so permutation, you want to put the total number first. Well, there's a total of 24 members. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions for them. So that's going to be the subset. Now remember, this is under math. Scroll over 3 times to get to the PRB screen. And then it should be number 2. And that would be the permutation. So let's see what that gives us. All right, this comes out to be 5,100,480 different ways. All right, number 9. This was also in video 5.3. Very similar problem that I worked in an example under combinations. We have 17 volleyball players, and we're choosing 3 players to refill the water cooler. Again, those 3 players can be in any order, so this is considered a combination. So you're going to have combination with the total of 17, choosing 3. And if you do that, that comes out to be 680 ways. And this is under math. Go over to the PRB screen, and then combinations are number 3 on that screen. All right, last but not least, number 10. This is almost identical to an example in video 5.4, where you're picking out the total number of burgers possible. To do that, you're always going to do 2 to some power. That power needs to represent the total number of options, which in this case is going to be toppings. Well, we have 8 toppings, but we can also order plain. And so you have to think about that as one option. And so that's going to be a total of 9 different toppings. And so if you do 2 to the 9th power, that's going to give you, sorry, let me get that for you. It's going to be 512, I believe. Let me double check that on the calculator. 2 to the 9th, yes, it's going to be 512 options. All right, I hope this was helpful. Please make sure that you understand this, and let me know if you don't.